Startling accusations against a doctor who worked for an ICE facility in South Georgia now grabbing the attention of Washington lawmakers. Some House members visiting the facility over the weekend to get a first-hand look to see if a whistleblower's claims about forced hysterectomies are true. Nick Sturdivant joining us live in Atlanta with much more on their visit.
Good morning, Sheba. 10 House members traveled down to South Georgia to that facility to meet with women on Saturday. They described the conditions there at that facility as horrific. And as this was happening, there was protests happening here in Atlanta calling for justice for alleged victims of unwanted surgeries at the ICE facility. This all sparked from a former Irwin employee and nurse, Dawn Wooten. She accused ICE officials of performing unnecessary mass hysterectomies. Wooten never named the doctor, but NBC reports claim he is Dr. Mahendra Amin. ICE officials say only 2 hysterectomies were performed since 2017, but Congress members say they talked to women who had surgeries without their consent.
I have now spoken myself to 8 women who have been the subject of forced, unnecessary procedures.
I was pretty nervous. I was pretty scared. Like, where does my human rights come in all of this?
And that was a former detainee that you just heard from. Dr. Amin and the facility deny any and all accusations, and we'll have much more from this story tonight on Up Late. Sheba.